Hi everyone and welcome. Now in this video what we are going to do is we are going to set up the Modbus TCP client in N3uron to read data from any Modbus TCP device. So we are going to set up our own Modbus simulated TCP device in our system, and then we are going to read data from that device in the N3uron software. Okay, so once you install the N3uron software, you will have this node in your browser. You have to log into that node, okay, and after that you can set up your Modbus TCP client in the N3uron. So if you want to set up the Modbus TCP client in the N3uron, then you have to go to navigation, and in the system you have to navigate to config section, and then after you can see modules, links and everything. Okay, so we want to communicate with Modbus TCP device, so N3uron will act as a Modbus TCP client. So for that we have to create a module first. Okay, so you can click in the modules, then after click here and select new module. It's our Modbus client. Okay, and in the module type you have to select Modbus client. Okay, Modbus client you have to select, and then you have to save it. After creating this Modbus client module, you have to go to that module here, and then you have to create a channel for that. Okay, so you have to click here new channel, and it's our Modbus TCP client. Okay, and enable data collection, yes. Auto reconnect on timeout, yes. You have to keep this two configuration as a yes. Then after type is TCP or serial. Okay, you have to select it here, but in this video we are going to communicate with Modbus TCP server, or you can say Modbus TCP device. So we are going to select TCP here, and here also we are going to select TCP. Then after, what is the IP address of your Modbus device, that you have to specify here, and what is the port number of your Modbus device, that you have to specify here. So I'm going to use the Modbus Slave software to simulate the Modbus device. Okay, so here you can see connection, connect, and here I am going to select the connection type Modbus TCP IP. So my Modbus device will be running on 127.0.0.1 and the port number is 502, as you can see here. Okay, so you can see our device is started, and I have configured that IP address and the port number here. So that's it. Now we have to save it. Okay, then after you have to create a device. So here you can see three dot, you have to click on this three dot and you have to click on new device, and I'm going to name it as a Modbus Slave device. Okay, or you can say Modbus Slave, and you have to save it. Okay, and here you can expand and you can see the Modbus Slave device. You have to click here and you have to configure your devices. Okay, so enable data collection, yes. Modbus Slave ID 1. Okay, right now you can see I have device ID is 1, so I have to use the device ID 1. If you have multiple devices, then you can use different device ID for your communication. Then after I am going to reduce the block size to 10. Okay, then after we are not going to swap anything, and we are going to disable this one, and yeah, that's fine. We are going to save it. Okay, that's it. Now we can create our Modbus tag to read data from Modbus device. Okay, so for that you have to navigate to the tag section. Here in the previous video we have communicated this N3uron with OPC US server, so this is the folder for that. But for this Modbus communication, I'm going to create a new group. Okay, or you can say the new folder. So Modbus TCP. Okay, and inside that folder I'm going to create a tag. So you have to click this folder, and in the tags you have to click new tag, which is my holding register 0, or you can say 1, anything is fine. So it's my holding register 0. I can expand my holding register 0, and here you can select the type is number. Okay, the format is integer because I'm going to provide the integer values to here, so it's integer. And you want a read only tag or read and write tag, that you have to select it from here. So we are going to select read and write, that's fine. Persistency mode none, that is also fine. And now we have to navigate to the source. Okay, so in the source we have to enable the tag first. So yes, we have enabled it. The module type is Modbus client. You have to select Modbus client here, and the module name is Modbus client, which we have created here, Modbus client. Okay, and device and Modbus address, that is the most crucial thing. So in the Modbus address, what we have to type is 40,001, because the data is available on the holding register, and the first holding register has an address of 40,001. So let me auto increment the values here. Okay, so we can properly read the data. Then after, in the device, what we have to specify. So we are going to save it. Okay, we cannot save it. So what we have to specify here is, let me show you. Sorry. Yeah, we have to specify Modbus underscore TCP underscore client, and then we have to specify Modbus underscore slave. So let me again go to here, Modbus underscore TCP underscore client and Modbus underscore slave. So this is what we have to specify. Okay, so we have to specify our path to that device. So whenever you create your Modbus module, and in the Modbus module, whenever you create your client, or you can say the channel, so that you have to specify there that this is my channel, and inside that this is my device. So that you have to specify in the tag your channel and your device. So if you expand the help, then you can see here, first you have to specify channel name, and then you have to specify the device name. So channel and then slash and then device. So this is how you have to specify, and this is the Modbus address. Okay, so we are going to read the data from 40,001. Okay, so that is why we have to specify 40,001 here. We can save it, it's already saved. Okay, you can see Modbus TCP, this is my holding register 0, and this is the configuration of the holding register 0. Okay, now I can go to the real time, and I can click on the Modbus TCP, and you can see here I have the tag. Okay, it is updating at interval of 5 seconds. But if you want to change the interval of data reading, then you can again go to config section. You can select the scan rate. Okay, here you can see in the config section we have a scan rate of 5,000, so it's a 5 second. Okay, 5,000 is millisecond, so I'm going to change it to 1,000, so it is 1 second. I'm going to save it, and then again I'm going to real time to read the tag value. You can see 137, 138, so every second it is reading the data. You can see 48, 49, 50. Okay, so this is how you can change the scan rate of data reading, and this is how you can communicate with any Modbus TCP device from the N3uron. So N3uron will act as a Modbus TCP client, and if you have any Modbus TCP device in your field or in your network or in your plant, then you can directly connect with that Modbus TCP device, and you can have the real-time data in the N3uron. Okay, so what you have to do to connect with any Modbus TCP device or any Modbus TCP server. So first of all, you have to go to config section. You have to click on modules. You have to create your own model for Modbus client. Okay, so click here, new module, and then you have to name it, and then after you have to select the module type as a Modbus client. Once you create your model, okay, you have to click on your model, and for your model you have to create a channel. So you have to create a new channel. In your channel, you have to enable the channel. You have to provide the IP address and the port number of your Modbus TCP device. You have to select the type, that what type of Modbus client you are going to create. It is a Modbus TCP client or it's a Modbus serial client. Okay, so that you have to specify here. Then after, you have to create a device. You can create a multiple device as well, okay, with a different ID. If you expand here, then you can see Modbus slave ID is 1. So if you have multiple slave ID on the same IP address and the port number, then you can create multiple device here. So if you want to create a different device, I mean if you want to create one more device, then you can click here and you can create new device here. Okay, so you have to specify IP address, port number, you have to specify the connection type, and you have to enable this, and then after you have to create your device. Okay, once you create your device, you have to specify that you want to enable it. Yes, I want to enable it. What is the slave ID of my device? You have to specify the slave ID. You have to specify the block size, and if you want to swap any data, then you can change the value yes or no from here. And yeah, that's it. And then after, you have to create a tag for your Modbus server which you want to read the data. So you have to go to tags here, you have to create a group. Okay, you can create a group by clicking here new group, and it will create a folder for you. So I have created one folder in which I have created one tag which is holding register 0, and the type is number, the format is integer, and it's a read write. Okay, we have enabled read write access to the neuron, so neuron can read the data, also neuron can write the data on that tag. I'll show you how the write is working. Okay, and then after, in the source, you have to enable this tag. Okay, you have to select your module type, which is Modbus client. You have to select module name, which we have created, which is again Modbus client, and in the config you can have your channel name / device name. Okay, and then after the tag which you want to read, you can specify the Modbus address, you can select the data type here. Okay, and then you can select the scan rate. That's it, you can save it, and you have the data in the real time. Okay, now if you want to write something to that tag, okay, let me open these two things parallelly. If you want to write something to this tag, okay, so what you can do is you can click on write value, and what value you want to write you have to specify here. So suppose you want to write 99, and then you can apply it. You can see 99 is written and it is auto incrementing. Okay, if I disable the auto increment, and if I again write something like 102, and if I apply it, then you will see 102 is written here. So this is how read write will work. It will also read the data, it will also write the data on the same tag. If I select the auto increment, then you will see the recent value. Okay, and if I want to write something, then also I can write. So this is how the read write thing will work. So I hope this thing is clear, that how you can use Neuron to connect with any Modbus TCP device, and how you can read the data. If you have any question or any problem with it, then you can always ping me on Telegram, Instagram, WhatsApp, anywhere. Also you can send comment on this video, also you can send me a mail. Okay, so I hope it is clear to you. Then we will meet you in the next video. Till then, take care, goodbye, and thank you.